Hello everyone and welcome to Day Trader S&P 500. It's a rare Sunday night edition of our YouTube channel. We want to get our subscribers, caught up with our newsletter subscribers. That is our YouTube subscribers. So haven't updated in a while, so we got a lot of catching up to do here. Okay, let's begin with our auto trades, and we've got we'll just show you from our most recent report here. Let's look at the June monthly. We added bond market, the U.S. 10-year Treasury. I can show you our analysis of that. But love the bond market, former bond market timer of the year when Timer Digest was around. But anyway, we just started that the other day, Saturday. Okay, so that's up and running. For you guys interested in the bond market, it would be the bond market futures. I'll get into that a little bit. There's the details there of how to join, and there's all the how it works. Okay, developer is me. I use my triggers and targets with Fibonacci extensions and ratios and Elliott Waves. Money management system, which is more important than a trading system, but both of them you need to have the discipline to stay within the system. I'm using the Ryan Jones fixed ratio money management system. Limits the losses to 5%. You open a futures account with Striker. They auto trade my trades in your account. They're a futures broker. I'm not. There's all their details. Okay, and there's our disclaimer right there. Okay, let's get into the S&P 500 cash. As you can see, I'll be out of the office for a few days next week, or this week, I guess it is already. Okay, on the monthly log chart, you can see we have a wave 3 here in both the blue and purple counts. Okay, then a fourth wave triangle in both counts right here, expanding triangle, and a thrust out of that triangle. And the black count labels that as wave 5 with a circle around it. Okay, then we have an A down, intermediate term, and then a B up, and then a C down below A. That's an expanded flat where B goes above the start of A and C goes below the low of A. Okay, expanded flats never been my primary wave count because most of the time they don't work out. They ended up being a 1 and a 2, but we'll see. We got it up there. We'll see how this plays out. We'll get to the purple count right here. Okay, so out of that triangle we have a 1 in parentheses intermediate term, a 2, and there's our 3 targets right there. Okay, and 3 hit on February 19th, and then we had a wave 4 which came down here between the 382 and the 500 if we're correcting just this 5 waves in purple. Okay, see here, 1 2 3 up, 4 down, 5. That's the correction there. It went right between the 382 and the 500. And the key level here, key support, is the 4818 wave 1 in purple in parentheses high. A move below there means this market is correcting more than this 5 wave advance that you see here. Okay, but as you can see, it held and it's going up. So far so good as far as the S&P cash is concerned. Okay, and then that 5 equals 1 at 74.61. Okay, where is this purple count wrong? It goes below 4818. And where is it confirmed right? A move above the wave 3 high of February 19th at 61.47. It seems poised to do so, but we trust the numbers, we trust the math. We'll wait until it actually does. Okay, this is the big picture monthly log chart. Okay, that's what's going on there. This is all the verbiage explains that. Here's our Fibonacci time spirals. We have one coming up on July 13th, another one July 28th. The most recent one was Friday, and the market, the actual date was Saturday. The market couldn't, the S&P cash, this is based on, doesn't trade on Saturday, so far it has topped at least a near-term top on June 6th, the next closest day possible. Okay, and then we have another July 28th. So we have 2 different spirals that are pointing toward July 28th. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Okay, so let's move along here. Here's our S&P 500 cash daily bar, and these circles are those previous turn dates up there, and you can see, and it even goes back further, but there's too many of them. But anyway, you can see it's labeled virtually every high and low, except for the all-time high in the S&P, which even makes it more suspicious, like it's not real, but it's there. And we've got 4 gaps here: common, breakaway, runaway, exhaustion gap. So this move up has shown plenty of gaps. If that high holds, then these gaps will be closed. Okay, if not, where is this wrong? When it goes above the February 19 high. Where is it right? When it goes below the 5.2 low. But this chart here is just to show the gaps, but more importantly, the turn dates above how they hit. Okay, so we'll see if this one holds here. It was on Saturday, so there's a possibility it could hit a Monday, the next trading day after the turn date, but so far it's the trading day before, which was Friday, June 6th. Okay, there's more verbiage there. Break it down even more. Here's the hourly chart. Okay, from that low on April 4th, we got a 1 up, a 2 down, gaps all over the place, 3 up, 4 down, and a 5. The target there is 62.24, which is above the all-time high. So we'll see again how that plays out. Wanted to give you guys the bullish and the bearish wave count, so prepared for anything. Okay, here's our NASDAQ daily NASDAQ composite daily bar, and from NASDAQ's pretty clean from this October 2022 low. In blue we have 1 up, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, and a 5 there. You can see the 5 up exceeded all the Fibonacci targets. Okay, from there we have a 1 down and a 2 up, and again it's bumping its head up against that resistance of the all-time high. Okay, we had a 1 down here. Remember that level in the S&P that held? That same key level here in the NASDAQ is broken. Okay, it was right there at 15,708. This decline so far is between the 50% and the 618 of this entire rise from the October 2022 low to the December 16th, 2024 high. Let me get back there. I'll just show you where that key level we had in the S&P held by a few points, but the key level in the NASDAQ did not. There's that key level right there at 48.18, and that low is 48.35. We're calling that a wave 4. So there's a little divergence going on here. Okay, so we'll analyze each one with the numbers, and let's scroll down and see if we have anything else. We did the NASDAQ there. We're going to find out if this is correcting more than that rise or not, or if it already did, it's going to new all-time highs, right? Okay, so the confirmation for the bullish is above the 20,204 high in December of 2024. Okay, there's all the verbiage on that. Here we have the Dow again in the blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. Okay, and then we've got a 1 down. Again, the key level was broken here. All right, we have a 1 down and a 2 up. And as you can see, the Dow in wave 2 up has not retraced nearly as much as the other indexes. It's still way down here. All right, there's our retrace targets from the October, 2022 low to the all-time high in December. And there are the targets. You can see them there. So far it's between the 50 and the 618. Okay, that's it on the Dow. Here we go with the bond market. There's the yields that we've been showing forever, and we have the bond prices. Prices are the opposite of the interest rates or yield. Okay, when the yield goes down, prices go up. When the yield goes up, prices go down. Okay, obviously we think the yields are going up. You can see our targets here. Initial target is 4.854%. Another one at a higher degree of trend, intermediate for 3 is 5.044. So far, and we hit that trigger there on 1. From this low, we have a 1 up, a 2 down, and a move above the wave 1 high, which is the trigger. As soon as it reached that high, it did an ABC correction, almost exactly to the 618 retrace, and you see us moving up. Okay, so we're expecting that 4.590 to be taken out. Initial minimum target is 4.854. Where is it wrong? It shouldn't go below the low here, which is 4.124. goes below there, this wave count is wrong. We always know where it's wrong, where it's right, okay? But so far we hit our initial trigger to the upside in yield. And the prices are just the opposite. Here you have the wave 2 down, which is the opposite of this. I'm sorry, this is a wave 2 low, this is a wave 2 high in prices. We have a 1 down and a 2 up. And where is this confirmed? When we get below the wave 1 low. And where is it wrong? When it goes above the wave 2 high. I don't know if I have that price there. It's 109.08 on the low side, and the high is 114.10. Okay, that's the bond prices. For you guys who aren't used to those, they trade in 30 seconds of a point, okay, and even halves of that. So I'm excited to get back into the bond market. It's been a while. Like I said, I really love trading it, and former bond market timer of the year. Okay, there's the verbiage on that. There's the bond yields and all that, and I think that should be about it. We'll scroll through here. Oh no, we got the gold market. My apologies. All right, gold. Not a whole lot has changed recently. Okay, from that wave 4 low, we've got a 1 up, a 2 down, a 3 up, a 4 down, and a 5 of 5 here. We had multiple targets. This thing kept expanding to the upside, and the high so far is 3,500 on April 22nd. You can see it's corrected there. We got an ABC, which is almost perfect. That's a 382 retrace to the 31.44 and 89 cents right there. That's where C equaled A, and that's where the correction of only this 5-wave advance was at a 382. Okay, it's very possible it's going to correct more than this last 5th wave, if you will. Okay, and if it does, we'll have to do the retrace targets from way back here. All right, but there would be the key level right there, the 2970, 2790.07. So we'll watch that play out. Of course, bull market is confirmed if it goes above the all-time high at 3,512. And I know I'm repeating, but every time we make a chart or we make a trade, we ask ourselves, where is it wrong? If we're making a trade, we put our stop above or below where it's wrong. And if we make a chart, well, we got the other count right there. Okay, there's the retracement targets there. There's all of our triggers and targets on gold, and there's our disclaimer there. Okay, let's get into some other indexes or stocks. In this case, let's go to Tesla. Seems to be in the news lately, right? Okay, let's look at the somewhat bigger. Oh, I want to undo that. Where's my little undo? Let's get out of this. Bear with me a second here. Yeah, I moved that. Okay, we'll worry about that later. That one I just moved is off. But anyway, these retracements, there's like 3 of them that have been a 786. This was the last one down here to April 22nd. And in blue we have a 1 up, a 2 down, and a 3 up. And this 4 has held above that wave 1 high, the low of 4, okay? So it's 214.25. Okay, that was back on April 7th. Then we have a 1 up, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, and a 5 up, okay? And I know where that goes, so we'll just get over here and put that magnet on and get that back in its place. There it is there. Okay, so this is a daily chart, and you can see from that wave 4 low, which held above the wave 1 high, which it should do. All right, in red we have 5 waves up, so it's correcting that, okay? So you can see right there, and that is the daily bar. Let's get down to the hourly to look at that a little bit better. Okay, here we go. And there's that wave 5 high in red. You can see we've got this retracement down here, which went and stayed above that wave 4 low. And you can see we look like we may have 5 waves to the upside coming. Okay, we'll see if this correction was enough. Again, there's a 786 retrace right there. It's crazy, but happens a lot. Let me get into, let's just go even lower. Let's go 10 minutes. I like the 10 minutes. And let's see what that looks like. Open that up. Do this, that, and that. Okay. You guys can see that there. We have a 1 up, a 2 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3 up right there. And then we have a 4 down and 5 equals 1 up here at 308.38. Okay, so we'll see how this plays. A move below this wave 1 high here, which looks to be 288.35, would negate this count. That's where it's wrong, because 4 would be in play. It can't go below the wave 1 high. It's validated with a move above the wave 3 high, which is 305.50. Okay, and the target for 5, the minimum requirement for 5th wave is to go above the 3rd wave, and it would at 308.38. It could extend and go to 1618, which is at 317.73. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for Tesla. Let's get into something else here. Let's go with SMH, and I think we need a daily here. Let's see what we got. Let's make this full screen, get all this into view. All these 4 I'm going to show you, beginning with Tesla and ending with Bitcoin, are on our video on demand subscription service. Okay, and you can get that from the main page on the website. All right, here we have, let me see if I can get that in. Let's go full page. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, from that October 2022, does that look familiar? Low. We've got a 1 red in a circle, 2 red in a circle, 3 red in a circle, 4, and 5 to make the larger degree wave 3. Okay, so far we have an ABC correction, which fell between the 50% and the 618. Okay, it was 170.11 right there. You can see it. And then we have what looks like an impulsive move to the upside. So wave 5 we know is in play when it goes above the wave 3 high, which is 283.07, and 5 would go higher than that if it were to breach 283.07. There's a wave 4 low that has to hold. Where is this wrong? 4 cannot go below the wave 1 high, which was 159.41, a direct hit on our target way back there in 2021. That's a pretty big picture here of the SMH. All right, let's get out of that and let's go to what was next on our list. XBI. Here we are with the XBI. Let's make that full page. There we go. And we update this every month. Okay, let's get all that into the picture. Man, it's had a really rough bear market here. You can see these lows, 61.78, and then 2 points higher at 63, and then 5 points higher at 68. It's not breaking wave counts, but it sure is coming darn close, isn't it? So we have a 1 up here from that May of 2022 low, and an ABC correction for 2, and we're looking for 3. We're looking for 3. 3 equals 1 at 120.86. Hasn't gotten there yet, okay? We have what looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 in red, and a correction in 2. Again, that's a pretty deep correction, because if it goes below 63.80, it's wrong. Okay, so that 2 in red has to stay above that 63.80 price to be correct. And then there's, when we get above 104.23, that brings wave 3 up to 120.86 into play. Okay, let's get out of that. Let's go here, and what was our next one on the list? Bitcoin. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin. Might need to make this bigger, make that bigger, and make that a full page. Okay, see if I can get into this here. Way back there. Okay, from the November 2022 low, we have a excuse me, a 1 up at 31.818, a 2 down, 3 up, which was a 2.618 multiple, a 4 down, held above the wave 1 high, and a 5 up to complete the larger wave 3 in parentheses. Sorry there. All right, and there's our wave 4 down to 76,600, and now we're going up. And the fact that we moved above, Bitcoin moved above the wave 3 high, which was 109,356, almost a near hit on that target, it tells us that this wave 5 up is in play, and this looks impulsive to the upside. So we should see that continue to the upside, and this wave 4 low hold to the downside. There's our parameters, where we right and where or are we wrong. Okay, let's get back out of this, get in here. I think I wanted to look at Palantir. I don't know if we've ever looked at that. Okay, but let's take a little gander over here, see if we can get this into a full page. There we go. And look at this low of $6.22. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That made the larger wave 3. We had a wave 4 pullback here to the previous the fourth wave, previous fourth wave of a lesser degree. And then we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our target was 135.28, and it actually, I'm sorry, our target was 137.90, and it came within less than 2 points, or a little more than 2 points of a direct hit, and it started to come down. Okay, so we'll have to look at that. And I want to move this here. Let's put that there and out of the way. See if we've got that magnet still on. Yes, we do. We're going to correct that 5-wave advance. We got a ways to go. Okay, actually, if we're going to correct this 5-wave advance, there we go. Okay, there's our downside targets for that last 5-wave advance, and they are 108.86, 100.70, and 92.54. This correction is over when it goes above this high of 135.28, and if it goes below this low here at 66.12, there's more to go. Okay, but again, that's a nice area, fourth wave of lesser degree of trend, and so far so good. We'll see how this plays out. But Palantir looks like it may have put in a high. We'll watch that a lot closer. Okay, let's get out of there, and we will go back to our home page. And thank you guys. Sorry for the long delay in an update. We'll try to get them out there more often. And until next time, take care, everyone.